When I get the craving for a warm, gooey cinnamon roll, this is my go-to recipe. It's sinfully delicious and takes 30 minutes from start to finish. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees and then coat your casserole dish with some melted butter. You know, my fondest memory of cinnamon rolls was when I was living in Hawaii and my babysitter used to make these huge cinnamon rolls, but they would take forever to make. We'd go to the beach, we'd run errands, and when we got home, we had these delicious warm cinnamon rolls. Well, this recipe is just as good and takes no time at all. Combine your brown sugar and cinnamon. This is what's gonna give it that sweet cinnamon filling. Great, now set this aside and we're going to start on our dough. Now I have a little secret for you. We are gonna use croissant rolls that are already in this little tube, and I'm telling you it's gonna give that flakiness just like a cinnamon roll, but you don't have to wait for yeast to rise and dough to rise and all that nonsense. And I really hate opening these. I can open a champagne bottle, but these guys freak me out. Woo! Ah! I don't like that part. Now when taking the dough out, be careful not to mess with the perforated edges. We're gonna slowly unroll this so that we can fill it with that cinnamon sugar mixture. Using a pastry brush, brush some of that melted butter along the dough, but leave about 1/4 inch so that we can roll this together. This is what's gonna help get that cinnamon sugar to stick. Okay, now we're gonna sprinkle our cinnamon and sugar over the dough, leaving about 1/4 inch around the edge. Using your fingers, pack in your cinnamon sugar right into that dough so that it stays there. Now, if you don't want to use your hands, you can use a metal spatula or a pastry scraper. You can just push it down like that. Drizzle the rest of your butter over the cinnamon sugar, evenly distributed, but I like to do a little zigzag pattern. Now this next part is my favorite because we're gonna roll this into a tight log and then cut our cinnamon rolls. Now you wanna make sure you're creating a really tight log to keep all of the ingredients in your dough. And just using your fingertips, move across and towards the center and try not to tear that dough. There we go. All right. This is going to make 8 cinnamon rolls, and a really easy way to do that is to mark your roll. So I'm just gonna make a little mark down the middle and then make a half cut over there, another half, and then break those into half again, so that when I am using my knife, I know exactly where to cut. Start at the top, do a couple strong cuts. Moving your cinnamon rolls to your casserole dish can get a little tricky, so use a pastry scraper or a metal spatula so you don't miss all the yummy goodness inside. Now a little trick that I like to do is kind of poke that center up so that the cinnamon roll kind of blossoms as it bakes. It just helps it get a little bigger. Pop these into the oven for about 20 minutes or until they're golden brown. While your rolls are baking, we're gonna make our glaze, and this is such a tangy, yummy glaze. It's made with cream cheese, fresh vanilla, and fresh lemon juice. In a mixing bowl, add 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. And then mix that with your mixer until it's nice and creamy. Add juice from half a lemon. This is what's gonna give this frosting a nice zing. Add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm using homemade vanilla because it's just gonna make these cinnamon rolls taste that much more amazing. Whip this up and then we're gonna add the powdered sugar. Slowly add your powdered sugar a little bit at a time as you mix. This is going to allow the powdered sugar to incorporate evenly, and you're not going to end up with powdered sugar all over yourself. This recipe makes a ton of glaze, so I won't tell anyone if you lick the spatula when you're done. While your rolls are still warm, spread the glaze evenly over each individual roll, allowing it to get in those little pockets and crevices. These smell amazing, just like homemade. You would never know that we use that croissant roll to help make these. The smell always takes me back to when I was little and I would make cinnamon rolls. But now this recipe is so much easier to make. These are just asking to be eaten right now. And there you have it, quick and easy cinnamon rolls. These adorable little morsels are so good. You're not gonna be able to stop at just one. I can't wait for you guys to try this. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Brandi, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to POPSUGAR Girls Guide for all my latest dessert ideas on Just Add Sugar. Happy baking!